I'm Rob from Woodward English, and today we're going to look at 10 ways to learn English without leaving the house. But before we begin, I'd like to give you a quick tip for learning English in general. Focus on the vocabulary that you're likely to use immediately. For example, farm animals. Why would you learn vocabulary about farm animals if you don't work on a farm? How often would you use the word goat? It's not like you walk down the street and suddenly oh look, there are 3 goats. No, it's not the type of vocabulary that you would use in your daily life unless you work on a farm. You don't need to learn these words right now. Yes, you can learn them later, but it is important to focus on words and phrases that you can use every day. For example, if you're a full-time parent, you can use expressions, for example, it's time to brush your teeth. Can you put your shoes on, please? Where does it hurt? And if you're a real estate agent, that's a person who sells houses, you might need vocabulary such as mortgage, low maintenance yard, a range of viewing. Or if you work in the area of health, a doctor, nurse, or even a receptionist at a clinic, you would need to know vocabulary associated with different health issues. You could learn things like blood pressure, symptoms. Are you allergic to any medication? These are the types of phrases you may use every day. But the best thing is to learn about topics you are interested in. For example, if you're interested in a specific sport like football or soccer, then you can learn vocabulary associated with the sport. Or if you like cooking, then learn vocabulary about that. For example, these cooking charts about verbs you may need when you're reading instructions of some recipe. Now, let's look at 10 ways you can learn English without leaving the house. Number 1, YouTube. You can learn so much on YouTube. If you ever have a problem, someone most likely posted a video to help you solve that problem. As I mentioned before, you should learn about topics you are interested in. For example, if you like the area of beauty, you can watch makeup tutorials in English. If you have children, you can watch parenting videos. There are lots of those. Of course, there are thousands of YouTube channels to learn English. I recommend Woodward English. And on the topic of YouTube, have you ever participated in a live YouTube lesson? On Woodward English, we normally go live once a month. Sometimes I have a conversation lesson about a specific topic. Sometimes I do a grammar game or an error analysis activity like this one, all live, where you, the viewer, can interact in the chat. It's a great way to practice using your English, of course, without leaving your house. Number 2, podcasts. Podcasts will help you improve your listening skills a lot. You can listen to them while you're cooking or doing any other activity at home. There is podcasts also that specifically help you learn English, or more importantly, you can choose a podcast about a topic you are interested in. If you're interested in gardening, there are many podcasts about that. It helps when you're interested in the topic. You can listen to podcasts on Apple devices or Spotify, and some people even upload their podcasts to YouTube, so they're quite easy to watch and listen at the same time. Number 3, online lessons. If you prefer to have direct interaction with a teacher, then you can take online lessons. In ancient times, People would travel to a language school, sit in the class with many others, sometimes of different levels, and then travel back home. Now you can learn a language at home. No, the teacher doesn't physically go to your house. There are many online platforms where you can have one-on-one lessons with a teacher, much like private lessons focused on what you need. Number 4, music. Listening to your favorite songs in English is a great way to improve your listening skills. Why? It is because of repetition. Normally, you need to hear or see something multiple times before it sticks in your brain. That is why they always repeat the same commercials on TV. They want their brand to stick in your brain. The same happens with songs. You hear it so many times that you end up learning the lyrics, including the pronunciation of words in the song, as well as certain structures and phrases and intonation and everything. But be careful. Songs are not always grammatically correct in English. Sometimes they just have to fit the rhythm. Also, some songs, they just repeat the same thing all the time, like, oh baby, baby, yeah, oh baby, baby. It's like, try and choose songs that have more lyrics to them. I also recommend creating a playlist with your favorite songs in English. Number 5, TV series and movies. I recommend watching TV series or movies in English with English subtitles. If you like horror movies, watch those, though you probably learn how to scream in English. If you like rom-coms, which is a short way of saying romantic comedies, you can watch those. You will hear what they say and you can follow along with what they say in the subtitles. So don't use the subtitles in your own language. Again, if there is a movie or series that you have watched 1,000,000 times, those are great since you already know what is going to happen and you can focus more on the language and how they say things. Number 6, read in English. Reading will help you improve all areas of English, from learning new vocabulary to grammar to spelling. You can read real books or use a reading device such as a Kindle. My favorite is to read in bed at night as it helps you wind down and relax at the end of a busy day. And you don't only need to read novels. You can also read magazines about your area of interest. I wouldn't recommend trying to read Shakespeare if you're learning English. Even native speakers have difficulty reading Shakespeare just because of the language, and it's Old English too. I find reading books for children or graded readers in your target language, they're ideal since you are learning the vocabulary and structures that is appropriate for your level. Another alternative to reading are listening to audiobooks. These are books where someone's reading the book to you, and this is great for improving your listening skills. If you like, you can also read along while you're listening. It's great. It's a great way to learn. Number 7, keep a diary. A diary is something where you write about the events in your life or sometimes your thoughts or your feelings from that day. A diary can be an old school pen and paper diary, or you can write a diary via an online blog like with WordPress or something similar. Why do I recommend it? It's a great way to learn vocabulary and structures you need in your daily life. For example, today I went to the... What's the name of that place where you buy food? You can look for it in the dictionary or online and... supermarket. Okay. Today I went to the supermarket and I bought some... What are those white things that come out of a chicken? there it is, eggs. I went to the supermarket and bought some eggs. The next day or week when you go to write that you went to a supermarket, you may or may not remember, but after repeating it a number of times, the vocabulary that you frequently have in your day-to-day life, it sticks in your brain. Another bonus is, try this, write your shopping list in the language you want to learn. If you're learning English, write your list in English. Number 8, play in English. When you're having fun, you tend to learn more. There are many online games and apps to help you learn and practice English. You could also try crosswords or a word search where you need to find the hidden words. You can play online video games, like PlayStation, Xbox, or your PC. That's also a great way, especially if you're connecting with other people. I've met people from all around the world who are interested in the same types of games as I am. If other members in your house are also learning English, you can play board games with the family, but try and just use English while you're doing it. Woodward English also has some games for you to play. Let's have a look. For example, this game on our grammar website, do, does, did and done. It says here, the question, have you beep your homework? Have you do, does, did or done? You just choose which one you think it is. Have you done your homework? And it'll tell you if it's good or incorrect. And then you can choose the next question. Did the teacher have our exam results now? You can complete this on our website. You can find the grammar games I mentioned here at grammar.cl. Click on the button at the top that says Grammar Games, and you come across this long list of games in alphabetical order. You can see we have some games about adjectives, adverbs, comparatives and superlatives, do versus does, few versus little, passive voice, past tense irregular verbs. This list goes on. There are games for basic English and for students at an advanced level. You can find the vocabulary games I mentioned here at vocabulary.cl. Click on the button that says Vocabulary Games that's at the top of the website, and you come across this long list of games, such as vocabulary about the bathroom, beauty salons, colours in English, daily routines, a game about the difference between do and make, a vocabulary game about fruit, the kitchen, numbers, and again, the list goes on. Check them out. Number 9, self-study. You can study with classic workbooks or grammar books, but there are many websites where you can learn English. But something that teachers and parents often use is a site called Teachers Pay Teachers. These are downloadable resources created by teachers. We also have our own resources on this website. And this website is not only for teachers. Many parents use the resources here to help their children learn not only English but math and science and basically anything you want from kindergarten to university level. Let's have a look. Here is our store, Woodward Education. Of course, we have some things in Spanish, but we have parts of speech charts, apostrophe S, possessive nouns, grammar charts. But we also have other activities. For example, this resource. It is an error analysis, to be, present simple tense. What you do, you can go to the files here, view to files. You have a downloadable PDF resource, but you also have something which is called an easel activity. These are great for working online. What you do is you click on Preview and Assign, and you'll be taken to a page like this. Here, this is our board game, the Error Analysis board game. I love this one. And you can move the pieces around, you can roll a dice off screen if you like, or you can go by one at a time. You can have 4 or 5 players if you like, okay? And you just go around. Now you'll notice all of these sentences are incorrect. I am is happy? No, it's wrong. What is the correct way of saying this? Are he a pilot? That is also incorrect. So what happens is the person, the student or the child, they need to decide how to say this or write this correctly. And if they get it correct, they can roll the dice or they can go to the next one. So it's a great board game. And this is free for everyone. Also, there are some other versions of this. At the moment, we're viewing as a student. You got the correct version. But also you have the version where instead of the board game, you can actually have your students or child type the answers here. I am is happy. The correct answer would be, I am happy. Are he a pilot? They not at all. The person writes their answers here and then they'll send it to the teacher or the parent. So there are different options here. So these are easel resources, which is on the TPT website or the Teachers Pay Teachers website, and you can use them. They're great for your students if you're a teacher or for your children. Have a look. Here are some of the resources we have for teachers and parents. There are some charts about the 3 ways to pronounce ED at the end of words, charts about the parts of speech in English, something useful even for native speakers, when to use the apostrophe S. We have our reading activities. This example has different texts about the seasons. We have a bundle of different resources for the days of the week, including charts, a word search, cut and paste activities, etc. Then there is our popular resource about telling the time in English, some error analysis, flashcards, and worksheets, and our charts about parts of the body in English. Go and check out all of our English resources on our website, woodwardenglish.com. Number 10, Woodward English. I've saved the best for last. You can learn English at home with our Woodward English websites. Let's have a look. This is the woodwardenglish.com website. We have our English courses. We have General English, over 100 lessons. We have phrasal verbs. IELTS preparation if you want to study abroad or live overseas. Some countries require this exam. We have science lessons. We have English idioms. We also have our English conversations from when I do live lessons on YouTube. We also have our English teacher resources. Our resources have been used in over 45,000 classrooms around the world. So you just click here and you'll see all of the resources that we have. We also have a link directly to our YouTube channel. Woodward English on YouTube, you'll find hundreds of videos to help you learn English. We also have our general websites. We have grammar.cl if you like to focus on grammar. We have lots of lessons there. English vocabulary too on vocabulary.cl. And of course this one here is woodwardenglish.com. You will also see some articles that we have. Here we have many articles that we've written. For example, some of the last ones include some word searches, a word search about fruit. We have some error analysis activities. Go check out all of these, it says the older entries, you'll see a list of many different articles that we've written over the many years. And if you're interested in learning any other languages, you're welcome to check out Spanish and other ones that we have. Here is a summary of what we have seen today. 10 ways to learn English at home. 1. YouTube. Remember to try live English lessons. We do them once a month on our Woodward English channel. 2. Podcasts. Podcasts will help you improve your listening skills a lot. The best is to listen to topics that you are interested in, not just English language podcasts. 3. Online lessons. There are many online platforms where you can have one-on-one lessons with a teacher. These are private lessons focused on what you need. 4. Music. Listening to your favorite songs in English is a great way to improve your listening skills. The repetition will help you remember certain vocabulary and structures. 5. TV series and movies. I recommend watching TV series or movies in English with English subtitles. If there is a movie or series that you've watched a million times, those are great to watch again since you already know what is going to happen and you can focus more on the language and how things are said. 6. Read in English. Reading will help you improve all areas of English from new vocabulary to grammar and spelling. Reading books for children or graded readers are ideal since you are learning the vocabulary and structures that are appropriate for your level. 7. Keep a diary. A diary is something where you write about the events in your life or sometimes just your thoughts and feelings for that day. It is a great way to learn vocabulary and structures you need in your daily life. 8. Play in English. When you're having fun, you tend to learn more. There are many online games and apps to help you learn or practice English. You can try a crossword or a word search, play online video games where you can meet people from all over the world, or you can play a board game with your family in English. 9. Self-study. You can study by yourself with classic workbooks or grammar books. But there are also many websites you can use to learn English. 10. Woodward English websites. You can learn English at home with the Woodward English websites. There are articles in English, hundreds of free lessons, and videos as well as interactive games. Remember, some people learn much more easily with certain methods. Some prefer listening and others writing. Of these 10 tips or 10 different ways to learn English at home, choose which is best for you. You can use them all or use one or two. It all depends on you. I hope you found these 10 ways to learn English at home useful. If you did, please let other people know about Woodward English. Have an awesome day.